YouTube, man. Today was out of control. Out of control. If y'all saw my last video, I think I talked about it. I posted this morning on my Facebook. I was really nervous about going to these post offices today. I had Pensacola, Mobile, and New Orleans. So I was really nervous about how, getting in and out, that kind of stuff. Big cities, the post office is usually like downtown, whatnot. So I was very nervous about all that. Thank you everybody for the encouraging words this morning. But man, that wasn't even the least of it today. I'm telling you. Trucking is crazy. If I look tired and seem tired, I am. I started at 6:30. I woke up this morning. It's around 9 tonight. I got 33 minutes left on my clock. I am in Woodville, Mississippi. I think it's what it's called. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm tired, y'all. So, Pensacola was my first stop. I was 10, 11 miles from it at the Welcome Center in Florida when I woke up this morning. So, my only worry with that was the appointment time was 8, so I didn't know, what kind of traffic I'd be running into trying to get in there. And it wasn't bad at all. I got to the post office. It took me a minute to get in there. Like nobody was around to tell me where to go or whatever, but I got it backed in. It only had 5 pallets there. Mobile had 5 pallets, and New Orleans had 6. So it was quick stops. So I got in there like 7:45, and I was out rolling 9:30 or something. Maybe earlier than that. I don't know. I think it was 9. I was out there rolling at 9. Whatever, not important. It's been a long day, folks. You gotta bear with me. So I left there, got back on 10 West, headed towards Mobile. That place was pretty easy to get into. It was downtown. So, the roads are narrow. And the dock, there's this big dip in it for, drain or something. And, well, you'll see a video I'm going to post, probably before I post this one up. I did a little quick video from the Mobile dock. You can't see the dip I'm talking about, but you see it's like a tight kind of dock. But I got in and out of there fast, and then it was off to New Orleans. And that was my biggest concern, just because it's down by the Superdome and downtown, big city. I was just worried because I was still trying to figure out all this driving and everything. So driving through these cities on the interstates, the freeways, that's one thing, but when you're actually going through the city, that's a whole new ball game. And then directions on the Qualcomm for that place, they didn't have it set up for navigation on the Qualcomm. I had the address, so I punched the address into my Ram McNally. They did on the Qualcomm have written out directions, There were no street names. There were no highway directions. All it said was get off, turn right again, go under the overpass, or under the, in the tunnel under Macy's by the Superdome or something, and then take a right out of there. No idea what exit to turn on, or what direction. I was coming the opposite direction from where those directions were talking about. So all of that I read on there was irrelevant to me because I was coming from the west. No, I was coming from the east, not the west. But that just kind of pissed me off. How you're just not going to have street names or exit numbers or anything on directions that are telling you how to get somewhere. So I followed my GPS, which goes pretty much like to the front door of the buildings, which isn't usually where a big truck's going to go. So relatively easy, I get there, I see the post office coming up, and I look, and on the side of the building there's no truck, no docks, no nothing. The front of the building has nothing, and I get to the other side of it and there's nothing, and then like the building's done and I'm passing it, it's just like, oh crap. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna call these fools. So I call them. I gotta do U-turn, like everything's one way. You're under the overpass for some highway. But I go down, I have to U-turn. I'm trying to listen to this guy. He's an older guy with a Louisiana accent giving me street names. And hardly any street signs are where you can see them when you drive it, let alone with a big truck. Got to make these turns. So it's very difficult to understand the guy and to know what he was talking about because you couldn't see any signs. So I bust the U-turn, and I was supposed to turn like left and go under the overpass, like right under it, but I didn't know that until it was too late, and so I had to go down and do another U-turn and cut a bunch of people off because I wasn't sure that's where I had to turn. It was an experience. I'll just say that. Eventually I got to the place, got in and backed, and when I was docked, there's another truck right in front of me that was pulling in when I came up, and I pulled in beside him, and he walked around, and I sat and talked to him. He'd been driving for like 15, 20 years, and he was coming from the opposite direction where the Qualcomm messages that I had, when he was describing how he was trying to get in here, I knew kind of what he was talking about because it made sense, because that's what the messages on there were talking about. But this dude got all lost too. He said he's out jumping curves, doing U-turns, all kinds of stuff too. So that made me feel better because he was flustered. Like, I wasn't really sweating it. I got there, it was over. But he was flustered, man, like, for real. So so that's that. So they get me unloaded there, and I don't have a pre-plan or anything, and so I asked them, I send a message in asking if they know where I'm heading, because I need to know, I gotta try to find out where to go, because there's not any truck stops close. And then I also heard that there were a couple roads closed, 55 north, wherever that was, I didn't know at the time, and some causeway bridge northbound, whatever, that there were signs about. So I'm trying to figure out where I need to try to go. If I I don't want to go 50 miles east when my pickup's going to be 100 miles west, that kind of stuff. So I sent him a message like, we don't really know when you're what we got planned for you next. What time, when do you think you're going to be unloaded? I was like, now. I'm trying to leave right now. So I I send that message saying, you know, I'm ready to go now. I walk back and try to get directions, make sure I know how to get out of there, get back on the freeway or whatever, because I don't have any idea. So I talk to him, I get out, figure out how I'm going to get out. For the most part, I talked to the security guard up at the front too, made sure, because the guy didn't really seem too terribly sure, but whatever. You know, I wait, I pull forward, close my doors and everything, still waiting on some kind of response back, nothing. So I send a message in saying I'm going back the way I came, eastbound on 10 towards Mississippi, and I'll stop at the closest truck stop because I want to take a shower and get a nice meal. So my plan was to take a shower, have a steak or something, you know, because I felt like it. So I get out there, I'm about 20 miles outside of New Orleans, and I get all my load information other side of New Orleans, Baton Rouge area, where I need to fuel up. My pickup is in Arkansas at a Tyson plant headed to Something Heights, Ohio. That'll deliver Tuesday morning, so it'll be a 1,500 mile run that I'll make on this week's payroll. So I gotta go turn around, go all the way back to New Orleans, through New Orleans, get to the pilot. It's raining, which is nice because it got my truck clean, because it looked bad with all that snow. Fuel up at the pilot. I only have like 5.5 hours or so on my clock, and it's like 600 miles or so to where I have to pick up. And I only had like 45 minutes difference between my 11 and my 14-hour clock, so I didn't really have time to go park, and there wasn't, the only thing in there was McDonald's and Subway, which I wasn't trying to mess with, and I didn't want to park and just take a shower and then get rolling again. So I fuel up, I run inside, get some crappy taquitos and an iced tea, and go to the bathroom, figuring that I can knock out like 200 miles and then only have 300 or so, 350 maybe, to do tomorrow, because the pickup windows from like midnight tonight to 7 or 9 tomorrow, so that, you know, there's time to get there, and then I wouldn't have to be rushing all day tomorrow. So I leave the pilot, get on 10 west toward Baton Rouge. I go for probably not even 10 miles. It's closed. Like, detour takes 61 north. Alright, so I get on 61, I follow it. 5-10 miles up there, start hitting city traffic. And it's Friday. In the city, like, I guess east side of Baton Rouge, maybe. I don't even know, I was just following the road. But come to find out, 10 is closed, 12 is closed, 55 is closed. Pretty much every highway is fucking closed. So traffic is insane. When I hit it, it was about 4:30. Probably a little before 4:30. And it was wall to wall. It was stop and go for 2.5 hours. And my clock is just ticking away, and I'm not getting any closer to Arkansas. Like, I think I was pulling up to a on-ramp, or, you know, where I was hoping to go, which was like 5 miles away. I think it was less than that when I started paying attention. But it was less than 5 miles. It took me 45 minutes to an hour just to get to that point, and then it was closed. Everything was closed. So, I followed that, hoping I could get on 12 West, which would take me back to 10. Closed. Go up, find another route on the GPS. It said take 110. That's closed. So I keep going, and it says 61 Scenic Bypass, or, some shit like that. And, it's a, like, on-ramp or off-ramp or whatever to get there. And nobody's going down it. I see, like, one tanker, like, off in the distance turning, so it's open. But, like, I'm in this huge line of traffic, and nobody's going that way. Thought it was kind of weird, but, whatever. The GPS is telling me to go that way. I don't know if I, follow all these trucks, if I'm going to get anywhere. And if I do, is it even going to be towards my direction? So I go, I turn off onto it, 61 North, Scenic, whatever, and it's wide open. I'm going, maybe, probably not even 20 miles. Closed. Closed. So I talked to the cops or whoever was standing out there with the flashlights and the flares and all that shit. And I have to turn around, go like 5 miles back, take some side road. Turn around, turn on 19, which is by this truck stop, and everywhere's full because there's trucks and cars everywhere, so there's nowhere to park. And I'm 500 plus miles away from where I need to get, so that's going to be an entire day of driving if I stop, and then I won't be able to even get started, heading towards Ohio once I pick that load up, because I won't have any hours because I was driving all day to get there, which is why I wanted to knock that 200 miles out, but I couldn't because every damn road was fucking closed, because Louisiana doesn't stock up on salt or sand or anything because they're fucking stupid. And I don't know, I'm just pissed me off. So yeah, stop and go for 2 hours plus. I turn around, turn by the truck stop, go get on 19 turns, and you stay on 19 and then turn on 64 and get back on 61, like further down. So finally I did all that, and I made it here just north of Louisiana's, like the toe of the shoe looking shape, in this rest area. Just under 500 miles from my pickup. It's like 9.5 hours. So it's going to be a full day of driving just to get there tomorrow, which just really sucks. But I think there's a Walmart right next door. Hopefully they allow parking. I don't know. That would be nice. And then according to the load assignment, it's 950 miles or something to Ohio, which that's probably not the actual miles. So it'll probably be Saturday and Sunday driving full hard days. I don't know. But that really just totally screwed any extra time I had. I need a shower. I can smell myself. I was really hoping for a nice meal, but no. Oh no. Louisiana, man, why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. At some point it's gonna rain and get cold. Like, the main roads out of the big cities are closed down. I don't understand it. Like, I can't even describe the traffic. And there's lights, and then there was Friday traffic. All the roads were closed, so just every car was just right there, slowly rolling for 2 hours, and then stop, and then go a little, and then stop, and then go a little, and stop. It was out of control, man. I was... Are you... Really? Why? You know, I thought, like, once I pulled out of New Orleans, you know, after dropping that last, you know, post office deal, it's like, you know, the weight is lifted. And little did I know that an hour later, I was going to be ready to stab somebody. That sucks, man. Every bridge is ice down here, apparently, and they can't stop it. They can't clean it up for a while. I don't know. You'd think at least the main highway, 12 and 10, you could clean. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure, yeah, it doesn't get like this that often, and like the roads are fine. Like the road that. Like, if I didn't know that it had rained and ice and froze on the bridges, I would have flipped out, because, like, there's no reason. You know, there's no snow on the ground, there's no ice on the roads. It's just the bridges, and everything in Louisiana is a damn bridge. So, that was my day, man. It sucked. G2 fruit punch Gatorade. Probably shouldn't drink too much trying to go to sleep. Wake up, have to piss all night. Whatever. I felt so good leaving New Orleans too. Felt so good. Yeah, so now I wake up and drive for a long time just to get to the Tyson place. Hopefully they can get me loaded fairly quick, and maybe I could drive an hour or two. I don't know. I'll have to try to figure out times and all that stuff later. Once I get there, get close or something, try to figure out some kind of game plan, since this totally threw everything off. I need a shower, man. Last night I watched Due Date, since I got to sit here. Like Galifianakis and Downey Jr. That movie cracked me up, man. I thought it'd be a little funny because Galifianakis is pretty funny. But it was, it was really fun. A lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. And we had my man, Danny McBride. Which, that was funny. I didn't know he was in it. And, Jamie Foxx was in it. I don't know, but that movie's funny. I watched that last night. I picked that up for $6-8 at Flying J, I think, the other day. I usually don't see any movies that I really can justify paying that much for. Like $5, alright, you know, I'd get the random stuff in there, but most of it, nah, it's not my style, and if it is something that I like or would consider seeing, it's too much, or more than I'm willing to spend. But that one I wanted to see when I saw the previews for it, and so I went for it, and it turned out good. But I'm about to eat me a sandwich, plain old turkey sandwich, not a steak and potatoes. All depressed. Oh man. But yeah, that's life out here, man. You don't know what you're gonna run into. What sucks is, like, I'm not from around here. I don't know any back roads. I don't know. And nobody on the CB knew. Everybody was going south or east. And I was going northwest. So I didn't really get any help. I was just kind of blindly following the road in the Sam's truck that I was behind for 2 hours. But I finally made it. And I get out here to this rest stop. And I'm like, damn, you know, everybody's gonna be out of hours trying to stop. There's only one other truck out here. I thought this place was gonna be packed. I was gonna be parking on the street or something. Nope. But hopefully y'all aren't anywhere near New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana in general, because they don't know how to do anything with this. But I'm tired, man. I need to eat. I might not even eat. I'm just gonna go to sleep, man. Try to figure out when I'm gonna wake up and go. I'll probably wait till the sun comes up at least. I don't know. Crazy day, y'all. Crazy, crazy, crazy day. But I'm gonna cut it off, man. I've been rambling too long. Y'all be safe, be blessed, all that stuff that I always say. Facebook group, comments, likes, subscribes, Twitters, everydaydayproductions@gmail.com. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. So I'm going to bed. Later.